Hey guys, Michael here, and welcome back to the Survival Thorek campaign. This campaign is a survival campaign because we are doing a combination of This is Total War, meaning that we are at war with everybody. As soon as we meet them, we have to instantly declare war on them. And additionally, we are using a couple of different mods that make survival extremely, well, I should say make everything about the game extremely difficult. So my goal for this episode is really to kind of determine whether or not this really is viable as, sort of an actual, survival experience, because the mods that we're using, the two things that we've learned, I think, from the first two episodes are, number one, the Man the Ramparts mod basically means that anytime you drop below minus 25 public order in a province, you get zero replenishment. You just can never get any replenishment done while your public order drops below 25. So once you get to insecure or any of the lower control levels. So that's number one. And then you combine that with the fact that with the slower expansion and settlement supply lines mod, you take a humongous hit to your public order every time you take a new settlement. Well, the combination of those two things, you can see why it really becomes quite problematic. So what does that mean? It means that we went, we're already up to turn 12. We went probably about 6 or 7 turns in the first two episodes without any replenishment whatsoever. And not only no replenishment, but we had a rebellion that we had to deal with, and while our control level was so low, we also couldn't really recruit anything because of the recruitment cost being so excessively expensive, and also the recruitment times take so much longer. So I guess maybe we got we did recruit a little bitty bit, but it was very expensive, and it took 2 turns instead of the usual 1 turn, and that was even before we got to the lowest level. And then on top of all that, you get almost no growth when you're down here in these lower levels. And it just really, the penalties really add up quickly. So that's why we're sitting here on turn 12 and only have these 2 settlements. We did win a few battles, which is the only way that we're still alive, and we were able to win them without suffering too much in the way of casualties. And at long last, at the tail end of the second episode, we finally got our public order back to merely a minus 20. And it's actually going up at a pretty good rate right now. So this is very, very good indeed. We're finally getting a little bit of replenishment. We're finally getting a little bit of growth. We're actually only 2 turns away from being able to level up Lost Plateau to the 2nd level. So just, again, something that's not going to appeal to everybody, probably won't even appeal to most people. I'm aware of that, but it's kind of an interesting little change of pace if you ever just want to do like a super slow-mo campaign, and it's really just I want to see how long I can survive type of a campaign. Okay, we're also looking at 4 turns remaining until the Age of Reckoning mechanic kicks in. At most, the best we can hope for is going to be the Scruff level here. I would really like to try to avoid the Elgi because of the additional -2 to control and the -15 to growth. We're already suffering enough from those things, but we're not there yet. We actually are going to need a little bit more. I don't think that 15 from Mount Arachnos is actually enough to cut it. So I don't know, we might have to hope for another battle, like another invasion from Arachnos. And speaking of Arachnos, this is our very first minor settlement, or I'm sorry, minor faction enemy that we started out against. And they've after wiping them almost out twice, they're already a 3rd time back up to basically the same level of strength that we've got. So yeah, definitely still have our work cut out for us, and I mean, heaven forbid if we should get attacked down here, we're in some serious trouble. So what does that really mean? Well, what it means, we need to demolish this because we're no longer worried about recruiting anymore. We got as much as we can possibly afford in our armies. And what we're probably going to want to do is replace this building with either the control building, possibly the growth and casualty replenishment building, possibly the walls building to get some stronger garrison here, because that 12 units is not really going to cut it against anything particularly strong that comes along. And then meanwhile, I'm a little bit curious, if we step outside of the settlement, do we lose all of our replenishment?
On our way.
We don't lose it all. We lose some, but we don't lose it all. But what we also do lose is control. So the number one thing that we've got to do for the moment is we need to continue to maintain the control. So we'll go ahead and take this plus 12 for the next end turn. We're now collecting income, which is great, because we need it, because we're just barely in the green. And we've got 5 different objectives here that we're tracking. We only need 2 more victories, and we'll get the hero becomes a legend. And you know, playing on a thing like this, with the mods and the settings that we're using and everything like this, every little bitty objective that you can possibly finish turns into a really big deal. So we still need to take Mount Arachnos in order to finish off the capture of Providence. We need 2 more battles for a hero becomes a legend, and those are the only ones that we're close to. And then we can, just by having moved out of the settlement here, we did get a glimpse of what they've got up here. It looks like probably everything that they own. Can't really see how strong it is. All we can see is that they have a level 1 Blackwork Big Boss. All we could really do is hope that they come down and we can win a battle. At least at this point, hopefully our garrison will start replenishing. That's about all I can say at this point. And they're at 19 out of 20, and they're still recruiting, so that's a little bit of an issue. Okay. I think then with 20 out of 20 here, I think what I can do with you, though, is I can get you moved back up here.
Shoulder axes, lads. We move.
I don't like seeing those 2 armies of Krokgar over there. But you know what? It is what it is. All right, let's go ahead and... Again, I think I've already verified. Yep, we're at war with everybody. We've got a little bit of Oath Gold, but I don't think we have enough to make anything that I would really want. So let's go ahead and do another end turn here. All right, here comes Arachnos. That's kind of what we want. We just have to hope that we're strong enough to beat him. Vermintide! It begins! Okay, so we got our endgame crisis. Alright, good timing. It was foolish to be worried about any Skaven gatherings. Other than a few scattered scouts, little has changed on the surface. And yet, claw marks where they shouldn't be. Scurrying sounds in the night, the ominous glow of warpstone from distant caves, and underway entrances. Something is afoot. It begins. Okay. Alright, so here we go. We got raiding going on. We cannot possibly tolerate raiding in our territory because of the public order. They've got Orc Biggin units, which is definitely a big concern for us. We're going to have to fight it. We don't have any choice. We're not at full strength, which is a little unfortunate. But, like I said, we can't tolerate them raiding our territory. The public order is too much for us. We need those grudges settled anyway. All right, well, all we can do is all we can do, right? So we're going to move this guy up to here. In encampment stance, at least he'll get the bonus to his melee defense, is it? Yeah, and leadership. Okay. And then we'll go ahead and make this attack. I don't think they'll retreat, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Is there anything that I want to do? I could go ahead and do this, I suppose, before Yeah, we don't. That's a nice to have at this point, but I definitely can't prioritize it. I think we probably need. I think we probably need the walls building here more than anything else, because we need this settlement as our last gasp. That's our last line of defense, and if somebody were to come up and attack it from the south, we're in trouble. Or for that matter, if we lose our army, it's gonna need to hold out for a little while. So, all right, here we go. Then this is a big moment of truth right here. I don't think there's really anything that we can do to improve our chances. We've got all of our magic items and ancillaries already assigned. Okay, I wish I was a little bit better replenished than this, but that's sort of the whole point of this this whole adventure. Here we go. Close victory. I could auto-resolve it and not lose any units, which quite frankly is quite tempting. It's an open field battle. They have a decent amount of cavalry. We're going to have to probably checkerboard a little bit and just form as much of a perimeter with our warriors as possible. Well, and we got to protect our characters because they've taken so much damage. All right. Obviously, we're going to set up on a hill and let them come to us. Let's go ahead and... You know, one thing that I didn't really talk about very much when I was talking about the mods, but I've started using this AI coordinated assault mod, and let me know if you guys see any differences or if any of you have used this mod for yourself, because I'm going to use this one dwarf warrior here. That's my one and only reserves. Other than that, we just want to form enough of a perimeter here that we can protect our back line. You know what? I'm going to get... I don't even think I can afford to use you as reserves. I think we're going to have to do it like this. Yeah, so the AI coordinated assault is supposed to make the enemy attack in coordination, you know, as the name would suggest. And it's a little hard for me to be sure whether or not it's working. It seems like it might be, but where are these guys right here? You guys, put you here, and you. I tell you what, I can do this. There we go. Yeah, so the AI coordinated assault. Just let me know if you guys see any difference in how smart the AI is in attacking us. All right, so we're on our hill. Okay, like I said, I want to sort of checkerboard a little bit here. So let's do a little bit, maybe like this. They're going to send the flankers around almost certainly to try to get around behind us. I'm actually thinking we might need to back up a little bit, depending on how far back the white line is here. And we might, for that matter, need to thin out our front line. All right, let's see what happens here. Oh yeah, we got quite a bit of ways to back up here. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and back everybody up here. They are coming. Okay. Everybody back up. Everybody back up. Okay. Now that I'm thinking about it, this is almost like corner camping, isn't it? I probably shouldn't allow myself to do it, but I'm so slow. I'm going to do it. I'm going to just leave it for now. All right. Although, if they're not going to come towards us... I guess that was maybe a mistake then. Alright, let's go ahead and get you forward. And we'll start drawing them towards us with artillery fire. What I want to do, though, is I want to find... Oh, okay, that's good. Our reinforcements have arrived. He'll be useful. Okay, so let's try to find those orc biggins. That's really what I want to be hitting. But they're kind of protected by the trees right now. So at least for the moment, we're going to hit these orc boys. I might be able to fire all the way over top of the trees. It's a little hard to tell. Those biggins are definitely the priority targets, though, other than the cavalry. And the cavalry is a lot harder to hit with artillery. Okay, these guys, the squig herd, are in range. That's not really who I want to be trying to target, because they can very easily avoid us. Alright, we've got flammable tar. Range 300, range 300, range 180, and range 440. So this is obviously the only one that we can use for now. And even then, they could probably avoid it pretty easily. Let's see what happens here. Alright, well, we did a little bitty bit. I saw in the patch notes that there's been crashes or things not working correctly if you go in fast forward in battle. So I want to be a little bit cautious about that. Those guys right there look like they got a scrap upgrade. Well, we've done a little bit of damage there. And are they coming towards us yet? They might be. They might be. Let's start backing up. Let's see if they... Yeah, I think that might have been enough to get them coming towards us. Looks like it. Alright, let's go ahead and get you all the way back here. Alright, you... Let's do this. You two... Spread out just a little bit wider. And you... And you... Okay. That's going to have to be good enough. And are they coming? They are sending some units, but it doesn't look like they're coming very quickly, does it? Let's go ahead and speed up. Yeah, they're coming. Okay. Alright, this is good. This is what we want. I'm going to go ahead and get you 3 on 7. And you 3 on 8. I'm glad we don't have Arachnos spiders that we have to go up against, but the orc biggins probably do have armor. So our 7s we're going to put on armor piercing, our 8s we're going to put on armor piercing, guard mode, guard mode. In fact, everybody at this point guard mode, except I think I might try to move you guys around. You 3. Okay. Possibly you. Take you off as well. Okay. Now, how are we doing here? Let's go ahead and try to blow up orc boys with spears, squig herd, orc boys. Okay, try to hit them, and if you miss, at least you should be able to hit something else. What are you doing? My goodness, why are you moving to the left to hit something over there? Okay, let's go ahead and do some flammable tar. Let's just try that. Okay, that doesn't appear to have worked, so never mind. I'm not sure what that's all about. There we go, we're doing a little bit of damage. Where are the... There's the biggins over there. And biggins over there. Alright, if we can win... Okay, I know they've got more biggins. Okay, try to switch over to them. Okay. Now let's get you. This should hopefully do some damage. All right, pretty good. Now sevens are not. Sevens all can open fire right there. 8. You guys can open fire on. Open fire on him, I suppose, for now. All right, right here, we need to blow them up. Okay, 8 can now... Oh, that's pretty good. We're doing pretty good damage there. Pretty good damage. Okay, you can drink your healing potion and try to take him on. Alright, 7s, how are we doing? 7s, I need you guys back in standard bolts in order to take out. Okay, I need to take out those Snotling pump wagons. I assume they're low on armor. Well, they've got a little bit. 8. Okay, let's take a look at... let's switch over here and hit these orc boys right there. You guys can help out a little bit better now. 7s. We need to take out all of the cavalry over here. Okay. You right here. Did we take out the enemy lord? He's running away. Let's go ahead and do a big old buff right here. And you have taken some pretty serious damage over here. Let's buff these guys over here. And let's see if we can... Actually, I shouldn't have done that yet. There we go. Alright, 8s. What do we shoot? We need to take out these Snotling pump wagons. Take out those Snotling pump wagons. You got 7s. Those Snotling pump wagons appear to be running away. Alright, we need you to turn around and take them out. Take him out. You can switch to armor piercing because I'm sure he's got armor. Okay, right here. Let's get you up there. They ran away, that's good. Over here. Okay, guys, we need to take them out. Take them out. Alright, right here, how we doing? Let's go ahead and do another big old explosion right there. Okay, and we need to take out that enemy lord. And you... Got 9 more seconds. Okay, this is very, very bad indeed. They came back. You guys take them out, please. Alright, oh, I didn't even see what you're firing at. Let's There are no archers back there for them to fire at. That's a bit of a problem. Oh, you're fighting these orc biggins. That's a problem. Come on, man, take out these spider riders, guys. What is going on here? What are these quarrelers doing? Come on, man, you should be doing better than that. Okay, you need to get over here and get straight in on these biggins. Okay, you guys are about to be lost. That's unfortunate, but it happens. Okay, come on, kill him, kill him. He's down to 317. You can do it. You can kill him, guys. Come on, hit him. What? Oh my god, they can't do it. They can't shoot. Alright, whatever. We need you guys back here. You are in pretty bad shape. Right here, I haven't even used effectively that at all. And Thorek, we need to do another explosion right here. Did anybody do what I asked them to, attacking that enemy lord? My goodness. Alright, and then you need to get back. Let's go ahead and do another explosion over here.
It is an order.
Okay, 7s. I want you to be shooting at him as soon as possible. Oh, this is so ugly. Shoot at him. You, actually, you know what? You shoot at him as well. You guys shoot. Where's the other enemy? The other enemy lord or hero. I'm not sure if it's a lord or a hero. You can hit those biggins there. You guys, we need to hit these biggins. Hit these biggins. Okay, right here, Thorek. Go ahead and buff them. You need to get in here and try to slow these guys down. Those biggins are causing us way too much trouble. Alright, did we take out the enemy lord? No, he's shattered though. Over here, you guys. Okay, we need to take out them over there. Okay, you. Okay, our right flank has completely collapsed here. It's not great. You are just about dead. You need to back up, and you need to buff everybody over here. Okay, Quarrelers, it's up to you guys. Come on, we got some of them running away there. Alright, Thorek. How are we doing over here, guys? Come on. Let's go ahead and try to chase them off. Right here. Okay, this is looking alright. I think our Quarrelers have finally, thank goodness. Oh my goodness, okay. We didn't kill the enemy lord. Whew, that was very close. We were very close to losing everything there. That would have been the end of the campaign, probably. Alright. Over here, yeah, just keep pumping in as much damage as you can do. Go ahead and try to blow them up. Okay, over here, yeah, just keep shooting at whatever you're shooting at. It's fine, I'm sure. Okay, none of our characters died, so that's good. You can chase after them. And possibly... There we go, that should help. Yeah, that did a little bit more damage to them. Okay. Alright, I think we're good. You guys, I didn't lose you completely. You can fire at them. Can you shoot? No, you can't. Okay. Alright, I think... Never mind. I think that's good enough. Alright, let's end battle. Alright, the auto-resolve... Oh no, we lost the grudge throwers after all. Oh, that's unfortunate. There were two dwarfs remaining. Ah, that sucks. Yeah, the auto-resolve said close victory. The manually fighting it was even worse. And this is very disappointing to me. I had 6 Quarrelers shooting at this guy, and instead of firing, they decided to move around. Instead, it's extremely aggravating. I think we'll take the drink to victory again. I'd like to get that money, but the control plus 10 versus 1100. No, we're going to take the money, actually. I'm going to take the money. Because we don't need the campaign movement range anyway. I'd like to be able to chase him down and destroy him, but I'm not sure our army is up to it. We got... Yeah, ammunition doesn't do him any good. I'll save that. I'll give that to an engineer. Okay. Yeah, I really hate losing those grudge throwers. Oh, that's bad. Okay. They have 17... Game, I swear, sometimes you just absolutely drive me crazy. Sometimes this game just does things that it's like, why is a game that's been out this long this fundamentally broken? All right, anyway, for whatever reason, they gave the Black Orc Big Boss full health. He was almost dead, now he's back to full health. And that matters because I was actually thinking of attacking that army because all of it being so low meant that we could use our quarrelers to probably finish them off. And instead, that hero by himself is going to be too much of a nuisance. I could let's see what we've got here from our characters here. I can go ahead and take this. This gives us a boost to our ammunition, and eventually it'll increase our missile strength. And then this for you will give you Rune of Oath and Steel. No, I use this way too much. I need to buff that up. Okay. Alright, and then that Deepwood branch. Really not great for Thorek. I'm going to go ahead and I think I'm going to take that off of him. We'll have to remember to give it to an engineer later. Okay. Alright. If we attack, we're down to 25%. Meanwhile, here's the thing. If we don't wipe that out, if we don't wipe that army out, they're not recruiting right now, but they will be. And we're going to have to worry about they're going to turn around and attack us with both of these armies next turn. If we take a look here at our Titan to control, this, okay, I'm a little disappointed by this. I was hoping that there would be a casualty. Since there's a casualty replenishment rate debuff down here, I was hoping that there would be a casualty replenishment rate buff right there, and there's not. I don't like the casualty replenishment rate debuff being as overpowered is not the right word, as absolutely crippling as it is right there. I'm okay with there being a casualty replenishment rate. I wonder though if the mod author thinks that 25% means it's taking whatever your casualty replenishment rate and dropping it by 25% of that, meaning if your casualty replenishment rate is 4%, then it's dropping it to 3, but I'm pretty sure that's not what it's doing. I'm pretty sure that's taking your 4% casualty replenishment rate and dropping it to -21, which means, again, just absolutely completely crippling. I mean, I guess we could merge some units, or I could I could fight it and just try to protect all of our most damaged units. I just don't think, even with
We honor the ancestors.
even with checkerboard, I don't think our quarrelers can do enough damage fast enough. I think I have no choice, though. I think I have to do it.
Right,
Alright, you, if I
summon
put
me
you
if you
in
can.
regular stance, you cannot reach. I put you in...
agrees.
Actually, you have to be in regular stance even to participate in this battle. Okay. And the problem is... Ooh, this is a problem. Without the grudge throwers, they don't have to come to us.
One more grudge.
The only good thing for us is that they don't have any missile units at all. Yes, they do. Those guys have missiles. I didn't realize your Snotling pump wagons had missiles. All right, you know what? I'm not gonna risk it. I think it's too much of a risk. I would lose units, I believe, and I cannot afford to lose units right now. Meanwhile, right here,
What?
if we move back in, it's improving our replenishment a little bit, and we could... I got rid of the barracks, so never mind. We can't actually recruit anything better.
By the grudge bearer's will.
Okay, you need to
Let us
move
be
to
about
here.
this.
Actually, no, you need to move... No, you're fine. You're fine. I think we've got one turn before they can attack us.
Arcane wisdom.
I guess maybe I do go ahead and do this because it's better than nothing. Alright. Meanwhile, we're already building up the settlement. We're at 9 out of 10. We're at 26%, thank goodness. Okay, so we did at least get ourselves into scruff. And we're at 222. Okay, let's take a look at our Oath Gold here. Could we do something useful here? I wish I could do regeneration, but that's just not going to happen. Let's look at character runes again. Fury, Fear, bonus versus large, missile resistance, weapon strength is probably a good one. Let's take weapon strength. Okay. And
Tried and tested.
make sure each of you has one for now.
Rune Lord of Garrisons.
What am I? Yeah, yes, that's what I want. Okay, you... Oh, you're a lord. For some reason I was thinking you were what, Rune Thane? Is that what they're called? They are called Rune Lord. I thought you were a Rune Lord. Okay. Alright, I think then, let's just double check, make sure we're at war with everybody. We are. Let's go ahead and end our turn. Alright, what's he doing? He is coming. He is going to attack us. Close victory. Interesting. Okay. Of course, this brings in all of our garrison as well. 150. We come in at the 150 mark, and his second army comes in at the 158 mark. It's way more than I wanted. It's way more than I wanted to fight at one time. What happens if I auto-resolve? I lose one minor unit and one quarreler and 2 miners from the settlement garrison. I don't think I can win this. fighting it manually. For purposes of keeping this campaign going a little longer, I'm pretty tempted to go ahead and click on the auto-resolve. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I think this is where our army would get wiped out if I didn't do this. See how many people comment that they've lost all respect for me for doing this. Okay. Oh my goodness. We lost way more than it told us we were going to. We lost 2 dwarf warrior units. In addition to everything else. Alright, well, that serves me right. That's what I get. We're going to need that money again. Yeah, those biggins, unfortunately, at this point, are too much for us. We might be able to run them down. Never mind, we're not going to be in any shape to run them down. In fact, they might even be out of reach. Okay, so we got ourselves the Forest Cloak. That's fine. The Treasury, that's good. Occupy, loot, sack, or raise. 2 different settlements. Well, that would be nice. That 5,000, that would be very, very nice indeed. And the unique armor. We can certainly do that. That seems pretty accessible. Ambush foiled. Yeah. It's too bad, though. That would have worked out way, way better if the ambush had been successful. All right. It is what it is. Let's go ahead and... At least we got some ranks out of it, and we should have gotten a little bit of replenishment here. We're only at 15 units now, though. That's a problem. And even though we are getting some replenishment, obviously it's a trickle. So, yeah, we definitely need vast improvements in... That's even with this building, this barley field that gives us extra casualty replenishment. It's still barely a trickle. Alright, it is what it is. We're up to 34%. We got 2 turns remaining there. You, at least...
Ready.
You're looking a little bit better here. We'll go ahead and give you Ancestral Grudge, because we need it against the enemy that we're currently fighting. The Forest Cloak is probably going to also be better for an Engineer. So I'm going to hold off on that. I'm going to put you back on, back in the ambush stance. And you...
What's up?
Okay, what do we have here? Leadership and melee attack for the whole army. That's pretty good. Armor and physical resistance for the whole army. That's really good. And casualty replenishment rate and vigor loss reduction. That's also pretty good. I feel like just for that casualty replenishment rate, I need to prioritize this. But these are awfully good as well. I'm still going to take that. Okay. All right, and then we're up to Forge Fire over here. Armor minus 15 for everybody within 35 meters. Okay. And our money situation is looking much better. Our public order situation is only at +2 right now. That's lower than I was expecting it to be, but it's okay. As long as we keep it here in this middle range, we're okay for the time being.
If you want something done right...
Unfortunately, all I can replace our lost units with are miners right now. And why is our garrison not getting any replenishment? Oh my goodness. Okay, whatever. Let's go ahead and give you that. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and do this as well. In case we're still standing still 2 turns from now. At least that'll count towards grow your forces. Okay. I think,
Ironbrow.
and he's already upgrading Mount Arachnos. That's a bit of a concern. But what we absolutely need more than anything else right now is the replenishment. Okay. Again, we haven't met anyone new. All right, let's go ahead and do another intern here. And what are we looking at? We're not yet at an hour. Okay, he is retreating. He is not attacking us again. Disturbance in Ubersreich. Rumors are spreading of vile Skaven gathering within reach of Ubersreich, and the locals are requesting help. If you can send an army to deal with the problem, heroes and soldiers alike will swear allegiance to your cause. An elite army containing a mix of Empire Dwarf and Wood Elf heroes will join you. Okay. Recruit an additional lord. Okay. Units recruited. Okay. Alright.
Rune Lord of Garrisons.
Slowly getting better here. Slowly getting better. It pains me to allow them to just start replenishing again, but we don't really have any choice in the matter. You're almost up to full strength again. You guys are not, but at least our casualty replenishment's looking a tiny little bitty bit better here. What are we getting here? We're getting 6 per turn. It's going to take 10 turns to replenish. 11 turns to replenish. 12 turns to replenish. Yowza. And these miners are almost worthless. I shouldn't say that. They're not worthless. They're more than the equivalent of a goblin unit. They're probably not as good as what's the lowest tier of orc? Not the biggins.
Get down, kid! I'd rather eat a squeak!
The just orc boys. They're not even as good as orc boys, I'm pretty sure. Okay, well, I think I'm gonna recruit some more miners then. I don't really see why not. We can afford it just barely, and it's better than nothing. The miners are costing us 83 per turn. Okay. It's better than nothing, and we need everything we can get our hands on right now. I'm not really in a good position to be able to launch an offensive just yet, mostly because of that garrison. And of course they recruit faster than we do. And we're getting slightly better replenishment from being inside the settlement. And our settlement garrison, it's hard to tell. It might be getting a little bit of replenishment, but not very much for sure. All right, let's go ahead and... looks like we've got one more here. This is the Ubersreich one, isn't it? No, it's the second front. Okay. I could recruit one more lord. Actually, you know what I could do? I could do that instead of this. Put you back in ambush stance. I could recruit another lord here. I think we can just barely afford it. Ancestral Blood Grimnir. Determined. Fleet-footed Ancient. Ooh, control. Boom, done. Yep, we can just barely afford it. All right, recruit an additional lord. Got 1,000 out of that. And it looks like we might even be able to afford these miners after all. And what we'll do, we're going to start losing money next turn because this is going to be 5 times 83. That's 415. So we're going to be in the negatives a little bit, but
Rune Lord of
I think it's okay, briefly. Although I do want to get... No, that's not a priority. Never mind. Okay. Once more, this. Yep, okay. All right, let's end our turn. Interesting, he decided to run away. Unfortunately, that army is recruiting. What we need to do is we need to lure... Okay, scruff. That's fine. We can live with that. Let's see here. I think we'll go ahead and enter a new age. Why not? Yeah, unfortunately, we need to lure that army down here rather than going up there to attack it. But I think we might be able to do that. He's not going to come down yet. We're going to wait until he gets up close to 20 units. Maybe next turn, maybe the turn after. But what we will do then, we'll give ourselves at least one more turn here of replenishment. 2 turns away from needing the money to upgrade buildings here in Lost Plateau. But the good news is we're going to have an extra 5 units plus some stronger towers in Karak Zorn, which will be good. We can kind of hopefully ignore our southern front for the time being. What I'm going to do is I'll give, like I said, I'll give myself one more turn of replenishment here. And then I may move Thorek into ambush stance, move him out of the settlement into ambush stance, and that way we're going to look very, very vulnerable indeed, because this garrison is still not going to be full strength, and these 2 armies are not going to look very strong either. So I think that'll be the plan moving forward. So there's at least going to be a 4th episode. Not wonderful progress in this episode, other than the fact that we are still alive, and that's what the name of the game is in a survival game. So here we are. We're turn number 16. We've got the Skaven endgame crisis that broke out, but it didn't actually... It didn't make any... Oh, you know what? They haven't occurred. It hasn't occurred yet. As people told me the other day, the Skaven endgame crisis happens in 2 phases, and we've only seen like the warning phase. We haven't seen the actual eruption of Skaven all over the map. So okay, so we still have that to look forward to. Although off the top of my head, the closest major Skaven faction to us is probably... It's going to be up here. It's going to be Clan Moors. It's going to be Queek, who is close, but not so very close that it means we're going to be imminently wiped out. All right, and then we do actually have some Oath Gold here that we could do more character runes. So I think we're going to take the Rune of Fear. And let's go ahead and switch. I want to take... Not you. I want to take this runesmith right here. Gottfried Grimson. I'm going to take away your character runes. And I'm going to give them
Vengeful Rune Lord.
to our Rune Lord. Okay, so now the lords of the 3 armies are the ones with all of the character runes. And... Okay. Alright, so still alive. but haven't even managed to finish off our first province yet. But that's more or less what I was expecting. So I'm going to go ahead and leave it there for now. Thanks everybody for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode. Unless at this point the views on this series are so low that it's not worth doing another episode. In which case I'm going to keep playing this, but I may not go through the trouble of doing the editing and the cinematics and everything and uploading it. So all right, anyway, we'll play it by ear. But those of you who are still watching, thanks very much, and I will see you all in the next episode, possibly.